Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target. To my immediate left, from the great state of Florida, our Governor, Ron DeSantis. And to his left, CEO of Orlando City Soccer, Alex Leitao. Some opening remarks to get started today. I wanted to share with you, of course, how thrilled we are at the Greater Orlando Sports Commission on behalf of our board of directors to certainly be playing a role in assisting both MLS, the team, and our community in bringing this wonderful game here today. And we couldn't be more delighted. I want to thank Flavio and Alex, certainly first and foremost, for their commitment to our community, their investment in our community. And we're here to talk to you a little bit about the things that are happening a little here in Orlando, but certainly give you an overview of things that have been happening in the state. Just some numbers to share with you. On a typical year, our sports commission can realize $250 to $300 million in impact from these types of marquee events. And if we're successful in bringing the World Cup here to Orlando, that could be $600 to $800 million, maybe even $1 billion of economic impact in 2026. On the state level, in 2017, the Florida Sports Foundation realized and reported that $57 billion in impact was brought into the state of Florida via sports. And when you take a look at the visitation in our state that year in 2017, of the 118 million visitors to the state, 72 million of them were here in Greater Orlando. So we believe that certainly a large part of that economic impact is due to the visitation that we experience here in Greater Orlando. So with the support of our partners in tourism, and certainly the support and on the shoulders of our great teams here in Orlando, first and foremost, our Lions and Pride, our Magic, our Solar Bears, and of course, collegiately, what UCF has done in our community. We have been able to secure a number of marquee sporting events in 5 different areas. Certainly, when you take a look at major marquee events, we've hosted Pro Bowl, NBA All-Star, now the MLS All-Star. When you take a look at the collegiate level, national championships, most recently having the tennis national championship here. We've hosted an awful lot of basketball over the years. Esports, certainly an emerging area for us as a community. Then you go on to youth sports. We host a lot of the Florida high school championships here in Orlando. And it goes on and on and on. And we're very busy bringing in a lot of opportunities to the community. And we don't do that without the support of our great state and the folks at the Florida Sports Foundation and the support that we have from our mayors, Mayor Dyer, Mayor Demings, and of course our partners in Lake, Seminole, and Osceola County. So I'll end my remarks, of course, by saying go City, certainly go MLS All-Stars tonight, vamos Orlando. And with that, I'd like to turn the mic over to our Governor, Ron DeSantis.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. Great event to be able to be having in Orlando. We're going to be meeting with some of the officials from high up in soccer throughout. There's so many organizations, can't keep them all straight. But we're going to be meeting about the 2026 World Cup. And, I think it's a no-brainer that Florida should play a big role in that. Obviously, I'm very supportive of Orlando being one of those teams or one of those sites. Miami as well. I think that they're both. And I think when you have a number of sites, it's helpful that you have a couple close. So I think Florida should probably get 2 at the 10, and I think that would be good. But if you look at Orlando, when fans are coming in, and the thing is, soccer has gained a lot of popularity in the U.S., but you appreciate how it dominates most other countries' consciousness in terms of what they do. And these fans will travel to be able to watch World Cup matches for their team. Well, you come to Orlando, you have all these great hotels, all these great attractions. I mean, yeah, obviously the games are important, but they only play every so often. There's the tournament works itself out. You have so much to do here that I think it makes a lot of sense to have Orlando be one of the sites. And as was mentioned, Florida as a whole has a great record of hosting marquee events. I mean, Orlando has done it. You didn't mention WrestleMania, which Orlando has done. They're going to try to do that again. We've got, of course, the Super Bowl coming up in Miami. Miami will have the NCAA football championship. We'd like to see that in Orlando at some point in the future. Obviously, the basketball is plug and play, and the tennis facility is second to none, down there, what they've done in Lake Nona. So I think, but then I also think part of the thing is the fans here. I was at the Magic playoff game. I mean, as they've done better, the fans immediately respond. You look at the attendance here, and I was shocked when I looked at the numbers. I mean, it is really good numbers. So I think Orlando is a very good sports city in addition to having a lot to offer. So I'm looking forward to that discussion. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into these site selections, but we just want to make sure that, the state, we're offering, our encouragement to do it, because I do think it's a great return on investment, and I think it's a great thing for experience for a lot of our young kids and families, but also it will pump a lot of money into the economy. Thanks.
Governor, welcome to Orlando, to the Explorer Stadium. It's great to hear you saying that your support, you're passionate about soccer, and of course for Orlando being one of the hosts of the World Cup in 2026. So hopefully we're going to be there, and thank you. Thanks a lot for that. I would just want to add what Jason already said. There's a lot of people and entities that helped for us to be here today celebrating soccer in Orlando. Just want to add, of course, MLS that trusts us, brought the event to Orlando. It's a great moment for us as a club. It's great to have not a single event, but a week of events that generate more awareness for soccer. And it's fantastic to go outside in our region and watch a lot of purples and people talking about soccer. This is really, really great. And looking back 6 years ago when we started this journey and look at where we are right now, we are very, very thankful. And second, and most important, to the fans. I think the reason that we are all here today and the reason that I'm pretty sure that the event, it's already a success, is because of the fans. So, Governor, you're going to see a very passionate fan base, a very energy stadium. The atmosphere is fantastic. And then this is what we are expecting for tonight. So, MLS All Star, it's in this building. We promised that when we start this journey. We are very, very happy to have that. And I hope everybody enjoyed the night. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. I think we'll be able to open it up. We have time. Yep, we'll open it up for questions and answers. You can start right here.
Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. So this question is for you, Governor. For our constituents that may not know the specifics of this, what usually happens, given the numbers that Mr. Siegel mentioned, what normally happens to that revenue once it reaches the state level from all the different marquee events?
Well, a lot of it actually stays locally because, I think, when you're staying in hotels in Orange County, there's local revenue. So that really, I think that they had last year, I think I read over $250 million just from that, from the hotel. Obviously, some of the money, will go to state coffers and sales tax and some of the other things. But I think even more important than that is the effect on the economy. When people are here, especially folks traveling. If you're traveling to watch, you're from Colombia coming watching, you're going to stay. Some of these we were talking about, you're going to have potentially China, some of these countries, and people coming from there, they may decide to stay a month or two and just be here. So that's going to pump a lot of money into the economy. I think it'll provide capacity for jobs for folks, and I think overall, I think it'll be a good thing. So I think the effect on the coffers is one thing, but I think it has a broader effect than just that, which is beneficial. And I'd imagine, we'll have to run the numbers. Obviously, in the U.S., the Super Bowl is kind of the big deal. Interestingly, number two of all the other marquee events, including like NCAA football, number two is WrestleMania. That's going to be in Tampa next year. Orlando's had it. They will get it again at some point. But I would imagine the World Cup has got to be very, very close, to that type of level. So I think it's a good thing. And again, I think that when you have a good track record of hosting these events, the people here are going to have a good time because the folks here in Orlando, this isn't their first rodeo.
We have time for one more question.
Governor, did you see the recent Women's World Cup, and what are your thoughts?
I think it was awesome. I really first started watching soccer in '99 when our women won it there. And, I think it's great that that is, even though obviously our men have never been at that level, but I mean, our women really are, the cream of the crop. And I think it's great. I mean, when we have Americans doing well on the world stage like that, I think that's it's a lot of pride. I always root for the U.S. athletes and all these different things. So I'm looking forward to maybe them bringing home an Olympic gold medal next year, which would be very, very fun.
Governor, can I sneak a question? Shifting gears slightly, Orlando is a possible site for a shelter for undocumented children from the southern border. Can you share your thoughts on that?
So these shelters are basically managed by the federal government. We, the state's not involved in it. We don't have none of our agencies are in those facilities. It's basically an HHS deal. So I'm just not sure. I mean, I have not been told that was going to happen. We had a controversy earlier in the year where they were just going to take people, adults, and just release them, people who were here illegally, into Palm Beach, I think, and some of those places. And that presents a huge problem on stressing local services and things. And basically, they were going to expect the local folks to take care of everything. And that is something that is very difficult, I think, for a lot of our folks to handle. But that particular issue is really totally within the purview of the federal government. They may rent a facility, they may own some of these facilities, and they kind of do it. And that's just the way it is. So, the one in South Florida, none of our folks are ever really involved in it. And it is something that's run by HHS. Interestingly, speaking of HHS, we one of the things we did was do this prescription drug importation bill. A lot of people said it couldn't be done. So we did that. But we needed the federal government's approval to do it the way the federal law is, and HHS just rolled out today their plans for demonstration projects for different states. We could do it, others can do it, to try to get cheaper drugs. And they actually used our model that we had been sending to HHS that we wanted approved as what other states should do. So I think that's really, really potentially significant, and that would not have happened but for what we did here in the state of Florida. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, everyone.